Welcome back to the It Girl Playbook. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about gardens, not just the kind you plant in soil, but the kind that represents your growth. Just like flowers, we all bloom in our own time and in our own ways. And so, whether you are in your spring full of potential but not yet blooming, or in your fall shedding what no longer serves you, this episode will meet you where you are. This is a garden of metaphors. Please feel free to take what you need. The first metaphor we have says that a flower cannot thrive in the wrong soil. Imagine planting a seed in dry, lifeless soil. No matter how much potential that seed holds, it won't grow the way it's meant to. It will struggle, it will wilt, and maybe never bloom at all. But if you plant that same seed in rich, nourishing soil, it will flourish effortlessly. This quote reminds us that just like flowers need the right environment to grow, we also need the right circumstances, mindset, and people around us to truly flourish. If we plant ourselves in toxic situations, negative environments, or even with the wrong influences, you can see how much harder it is to grow into that best version of ourselves. If we think of Rihanna in the powerhouse that she is today, imagine if she had stayed in her relationship with Chris Brown. It was highly publicized and abusive, but it wasn't until she left and focused on herself did she launch Fenty Beauty. She built an empire, started a family of her own, and became a billionaire. Her glow up post leaving that abusive situation is a perfect example of how removing yourself from limiting or even harmful environments can be the catalyst that will completely transform your life. There is that saying that you cannot change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. You cannot force the people in your life to change, but you do have the power to remove yourself from that circle and create a new circle of people, environments, situations that are aligned with the version of you that you want to become. If you're not growing the way that you want and you're doing your absolute best, but you see no progress, take a moment and reflect on your environment. Are you surrounded by negativity? Are you in a place that nurtures your dreams? Sometimes the best thing that you can do is to literally replant yourself in a place where you can truly flourish. Think of people that you maybe know who left toxic relationships, changed careers, or moved to a new city and then finally thrived once they were in the right space. This isn't about blaming your environment and your circumstances for maybe a lack of progress, but rather it's about taking accountability and responsibility to put yourself in a situation where your goals and that version of you that you want to become have the best chance of flourishing. The next metaphor that we have says to tend to your garden and the butterflies will come. We've all been told to go after what we want, to chase success, chase your goals, relationships, chase happiness, because if you truly want it, you should go after it. But have you ever noticed that when you chase butterflies, they only seem to fly further away? This metaphor highlights for us the idea of chasing external validation, whether it's relationships, love, success, or happiness. It often leads us nowhere. Instead, when we focus on ourselves, your energy, your mind, your body, and your soul, the right people and blessings will naturally be drawn to you. Butterflies don't land on chaos. They're attracted to peace, beauty, and stillness. The message is about magnetism over chasing. Instead of obsessing over who's watching, who's texting back, when love or when success will come, focus on your inner world, your growth, your leveling up, and your joy. Water your passions, pull out any weeds of negativity, and allow yourself to grow into the best version of you. The more you tend to your personal garden, the more effortlessly the right energy and people will be drawn to you. It's about becoming so grounded and full within yourself that you become irresistible to what's meant for you. I think Zendaya cannot be a more perfect example of this. She's never doing the most, she's not loud, desperate for attention, or forcing anything, and yet she's always trending. She minds her own business, picks intentional projects to challenge her, gives back to causes she's passionate about, and clearly invests in her inner growth. And because of that, we can't help but find ourselves being drawn to her, wanting to love her and support her. She's just magnetic. She's the living proof of the phrase, stay grounded, trust the timing, and attract quality by being quality. This isn't about passivity, it's about alignment. When you cultivate confidence, joy, and purpose within yourself, you won't have to run after what's meant for you. It will find you because you've created the perfect environment for it to flourish. So let go of the chase, nurture your garden, and watch how the butterflies will come effortlessly to you. And even if they don't, you're still left with a beautiful garden. The next metaphor we have says that a rose will never be a tulip, and that's the beauty of it. Imagine a rose spending its entire existence wishing that it were a tulip, or vice versa, a tulip wants to be a rose. This quote is a lesson on self-acceptance and not comparing yourself to others. A rose isn't better than a tulip, nor is a daisy better than a sunflower. They're just different. But here's the truth, neither one is meant to be the other. A rose is stunning because it's a rose, and a tulip is stunning because it's a tulip. Their beauty isn't in competition, it simply exists in different forms. If we revisit our supermodel mindset video where we explore the allure of several top models and focus in on the beauty of each individual model, they cannot look and be more different, and that is the beauty of it. Adriana Lima cannot look more different than Gisele Bündchen, and the energy that someone like Naomi Campbell brings with her to the runway cannot be more different than someone like Mingxi. When you try to be like someone else, you may fit the beauty standards trending at the time, but when you own what makes you unique, your beauty becomes one of a kind. When you stop wishing you were a tulip or another flower or someone else and start embracing the beauty of yourself, that's when you truly bloom. Confidence isn't about being the best or being better than someone else. It's about knowing that you are enough exactly as you are. And yet, how often do we do this to ourselves? We compare our strengths, our looks, our successes, and our happiness to others, forgetting that we were never meant to be a copy of someone else. The world doesn't need another version of her. It needs you. So stop looking at someone else's garden and start appreciating your own, because there is a lot to appreciate. It's not about love yourself the way you are in the sense of encouraging you to be complacent and staying exactly as you are and never growing. The point is to remind you to not spend your entire life away trying to become a different kind of flower just to feel worthy, to feel like you're deserving of love, of happiness, of success, or respect. It's setting the foundation for you to understand that you don't need to discount who you are, because who you are is one of a kind, and there is beauty and there is value in it. The next metaphor we have says that storms help the roots grow stronger. When a storm hits, it can be quite unexpected, and for a moment, it can feel like everything is being destroyed. But beneath the surface, something else is happening. Roots are digging deeper, gripping the earth tighter, and becoming stronger than they were before. Just as flowers need rain to thrive, we need challenges to build resilience. This quote reminds us that adversity is necessary for growth. Just think about it. When we go to the gym and work out, it may feel like we are getting weaker in the moment, but the reality is you're gaining muscles. You're actually getting stronger. When you're learning something new in the moment, you may feel stupid because you don't know anything, but you're actually gaining knowledge. You're getting smarter. Life works the same way. Challenges, failures, heartbreaks, these storms may feel like they're breaking you, and in the moment, it may feel like it is, and it's the end of the world, but in reality, they're strengthening you in ways that you can't even see yet. Without struggle, there is no growth, and without resistance, there is no resilience. If we take out Lindsay Lohan, we can see someone who has had a lot of success early in her career as a child actor, and she had to weather some extreme storms of her own. She went from being Hollywood's golden girl to one of the most publicly scrutinized women of the 2000s. Addictions, legal battles, burnout, with her quote-unquote storms very intense and very public, and for a while it seemed like she was gone for good, but she didn't disappear. She rebuilt, and she came back stronger than ever. She's re-entering Hollywood. She's making a pretty successful comeback. She looks great. She looks healthy. She's married, and she has the world cheering her on, just like we will for you each time you make your comeback stronger, more grounded, and shining brighter than before. A diamond doesn't form without immense pressure, and in the same way, way, your struggles are the pressure that turns you into something extraordinary. In life, we all have our setbacks, but we also have the power to use it as an opportunity to allow our roots to grow stronger and to make a comeback that others will remember us for. So the next time you feel like life is knocking you down and it feels like your life is falling apart, remind yourself this isn't the end. This is the moment your roots are growing stronger. The next metaphor we have says that some flowers bloom in the spring, others in fall. Not every flower blooms at the same time. Some in spring, some in summer, some in fall, and some even in winter. But no one ever questions their timing because nature understands that every bloom is right on schedule. This quote is a gentle reminder that everyone's timeline is different. Some people find success early on while others bloom later in life, but both are beautiful in their own time. When we look at the world around us, it's so easy to feel like we're behind or we're too ahead, but maybe you're not late and you're not early. Maybe you're right where you need to be. Let's revisit Lana Del Rey. While she started quite young, she didn't get mainstream recognition overnight. Her moody, poetic style wasn't immediately accepted by the industry. It was too different, too slow, too sad. It was possible that it was too early for her time, but Lana didn't change. She trusted that her time to shine will come, and that's exactly what happened. She became a cult icon with time and now has devoted fans who genuinely appreciate her talent and her aesthetics. She didn't fit the trend at the time, but that is because she was the trend, and it took time for it to come to fruition. And as a result, she's beloved now, but not because she followed the standard path, it's because she trusted her own path. And the same goes for you. Your bloom will happen right on time. In life, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind, especially when you see others reaching milestones before you. Someone gets their dream job in their early 20s while another finds success later in life. One person meets the love of their life right away while another takes years to find that right person. And that's okay. Just like flowers, we all have our own seasons. Rushing your bloom doesn't make it last longer or somehow makes you win in life. It only robs you of the process that makes you truly flourish. Trust your timing, nurture your growth, and when it's your time to bloom, you won't need to force it. Or maybe you don't feel behind. Maybe you're already in your bloom, but a part of you feels guilty about it because maybe you think you're too ahead, because your peers haven't achieved their goals yet. Like maybe you shouldn't shine too bright, otherwise you'll make others feel uncomfortable. Maybe you've lost friends over this because of your growth. Maybe people around you or even yourself are reminding you to stay humble and to not be so confident and to not celebrate so loudly because it will make others feel bad about themselves. But you don't need to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. You've prayed, you've cried, you've worked tirelessly, and you've patiently waited for this season for you to bloom. And so you're allowed to let yourself be proud of that. And so whether you're still waiting for your bloom or are in your full bloom, your journey is valid, it's beautiful, and it's unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the season you're in, and when you're blooming, you're allowed to be happy and to be proud of it. The last metaphor we have says that not every seed you plant will grow, and that's okay. We often put our time, our love, and our energy into people, projects, or dreams, expecting them to thrive, but sometimes they don't, and it hurts. But it's not always a reflection of our effort. Sometimes we do truly give our absolute best, whether in a relationship, a career, or passions, and they just don't work out. Maybe you've nurtured something that you truly believed in and it didn't last. That doesn't mean you failed. This metaphor reminds us that not every seed you plant will bloom. Some were meant to teach you, not grow with you. And I think Demi Lovato's journey with love and relationships is a powerful and very inspiring reminder of this. She's had relationships that I'm sure were deeply meaningful at the time, with one relationship that lasted 6 years and possibly even she thought that he would be the one. someone. And even though that relationship didn't last, it did play a key role in her personal growth. She used that heartbreak to rediscover herself, which led to her music becoming more empowering and self-affirming. We can also now see her sillier side in the social media posts that she shares, and it seems like she's learning to love herself and to feel safe again to share this silly and fun side of her instead of always pretending to be tough and that everything is perfect and fine, which we love. And despite her previous relationships not lasting, she never gave up on love, and she is now happily engaged, which serves as a reminder that yes, not every seed grows, but maybe one seed can change everything. Not every intention turns into something beautiful. Some seeds don't grow because they weren't meant to. Maybe the timing was off, maybe the conditions weren't right. Maybe they were just there to teach you how to plant better next time. The goal isn't to control the outcome of every seed, it's to keep planting anyways. You don't have to rush, you don't have to compete. You only have to grow in the way that feels natural to you. That's it for today. I hope that this episode helps you in your journey of blooming into the version of you that you aspire to be. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next one. And in the meantime, as always, stay hot. Bye.